The other film that I saw recently that I want to talk about is Oz the Great and Powerful. This one came out probably while we were at South by a few weeks ago. And it's good, not great. I had quite a few problems with this film. Directed by Sam Raimi, stars a lot of people you'd know: James Franco, Mila Kunis, Rachel Weisz, Michelle Williams. Zach Braff is in this film as like a voice actor. It had a lot of fun kind of throwing homages at the original film, which in some cases worked really well. In other cases, it was like, why did you even bother if that's what you were going to do? Like, for instance, the first 10, 15 minutes are in black and white and full frame, like the original film would have been shot, which was a good idea. And they used sets similar to what they would have used in the original film. And I thought, all right, I'm down with this. This works. But it was still in 3D, even though in black and white and in full frame. So they didn't go all the way back to the original. It was still in 3D, which I liked the way Tron Legacy did it a little better. Do you remember that? When they did their film in 3D, it was like, when you're in the real world, it's not in 3D. But then as soon as you go into Tron world, everything's in 3D.
Right.
I liked that a little bit better. And my bigger problem with them doing that was they didn't find an interesting way to transition. You know, when the original film transitioned from sepia tone, black and white, to color, it was like, it's one of the best moments in any film ever. You don't need to recreate that, but at least try to come up with something. They literally just faded it in. It was like, that's it? That's all you got? You're just going to fade the color in? Like, really? That's the thing?
That seems pretty simple.
Yeah, it just seemed like such a waste. Like, you could have at least tried, you know?
Yeah, it seems like something somebody could do on their home computer.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, the original, she opens the door and she walks through and all of a sudden everything's in color and it's amazing. But it's kind of a wasted opportunity. The special effects were kind of a mixed bag. The character effects, so there's a little flying monkey that's sort of like James Franco's companion, voiced by Zach Braff. The character animations worked great. There was like also a little like porcelain girl that was walking around. Those were fine. The backgrounds were really bad. Like, nothing blended in. And I don't know why. It's possible that they meant it to like not blend in, so you have this
Like
sort of air of unreality to the world, but it just really felt out of place. And that didn't work for me at all. The acting was kind of so-so as well. Zach Braff as the little monkey was great. Best part of the film.
Things I
which is
don't
scary,
think would ever have been said on this show.
Right,
Okay.
but Zach Braff was great as the voice of the monkey. And he actually had a bit part earlier in the film. They also did some of that as well, like the original film. They used actors in Kansas to, you know, be actors in Oz so that, you know, sort of have the connection. It's like, is she dreaming? Is it real? But, you know, Zach Braff is in both sides of it. Michelle Williams is in both sides of it. So that's interesting. But Zach Braff was great. Michelle Williams and Rachel Weisz were both good. James Franco, so he plays the character of Oz, which he's a wizard. But he's actually like sort of a, you know, a backdoor magician. You know, he's like a fair magician where it's like he's, you know, he's sort of like a Barnum and Bailey sort of guy, you know, P.T. Barnum kind of guy where it's like it's all show, it's all, you know, whatever he can do to make people pay attention to him for a few minutes and give him money to do what he does. So when he's doing that part of it, I bought it. I really bought it. When he had to go into like, I'm now going to be the hero of this world and I'm sincere and I'm going to make all this work, this big plan, I didn't buy it so much. So there's that. And unfortunately, Mila Kunis really did not work in her part at all.
It's kind of what I've heard.
Yeah, that's what I heard as well.
Yeah, so she plays kind of two parts. She sort of makes a transition in the second half. The first half, she's generally fine because she's playing kind of this naive, doe-eyed sort of girl, and I bought that. The second half, where she's one of this sort of powerful evil character, I was like, why did you – no, this doesn't work at all. Like, the makeup was bad. The acting was way over the top, didn't work at all. And I think she suffered because she's basically playing the Wicked Witch, the one from the current, the older film. And I think it suffered because she was playing such an iconic version, you know, such an iconic character and doing her version of it. But she just didn't pull it off. I would say It's worth watching, but especially if you like the older film, but you're going to be annoyed by a few things. If you've never seen the original film or you don't care about the original film, maybe it's kind of a fun early summer, pre-summer, family movie to watch. Otherwise, good, not great. So that's what I'll say about Oz the Great and Powerful. A Place for Film is recorded at WFIU Studios in Bloomington, Indiana.